Hi guys, my name is Claire Duarte. I am a diamond coach, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about the four vital behaviors today. Um, so you've probably heard them maybe in your training, maybe you've heard them from Carl Deichler, maybe you've heard them from other coaches in the business, but I kind of wanted to do like a little refresher to go over what's most important and how we structure our business and things like that. So the first, well, the first vital behavior is inviting. And in order to move our business forward, we have to be inviting and talking to people and sharing this gift and sharing this opportunity with people to come and join us. If there's one thing that I now focus every single day is making sure that I'm inviting at a minimum of 3 to 5 people a day, at a minimum. And so because we're always trying to make sure that we're helping people every single month, bringing them into our challenge groups, and then talking to them to see if they may want to join us and join our team and join and become coaches like us. So that's the number one vital behavior. Number two is personal development. Personal development, maybe that's something you've heard Andrea and I talk about, but personal development is so key to this business. That's why I said it number two after inviting. Personal development is something that has personally changed my business. I could not change and move my business forward until I learned how to change myself from the inside out. And for me, I'm a big audiobook listener. A lot of people read different books, but the way that I teach my team and my girls is whatever your biggest struggle is, that's the personal development that you need to be listening to. It has to match your biggest struggle. And to kind of speak to that a little bit, when I first started, I always valued personal development. I jumped into it right away. Some people think it's weird, and they're kind of like, no, I don't really want to do that. My problem when I first started was that I was listening to different things to kind of just listen to them. I learned a lot. I would listen to the National Wake Up Calls. I would Google top coaches on YouTube and listen to stuff from them. I would listen to anything my coach posted. And then I eventually got Audible and I started listening to books on there, and I learned a lot. I listened to The Compound Effect, Entrepreneur Roller Coaster, anything Dave Hardy, Eat That Frog, Girl Code. I listened to all these different things. The problem was my mindset wasn't changing. So then I kept sitting in this like, woe is me, like what's wrong with me? It's because my biggest personal issue in life, and I'll get real with you guys, is my personal confidence. And that goes to the deep, like dark levels of confidence in myself, confidence in my body, confidence in myself, in my health and fitness. And then that manifests to confidence in my feelings as a wife, as a family member, as an employee, as a coach, all these different things. So I'm getting real with you guys to be as transparent as possible, because I realized that I couldn't change my business. Didn't matter how much I learned how to do different tools and resources and things like that. None of that ever mattered, because I wasn't working on changing myself to become more confident in me. So I learned the hard way. After a year into my business, I finally found the personal development that matched me. And I swear to you guys, it changed my business in a matter of 3 months. No, my income did not skyrocket just because I listened to a great book, but it changed me from the inside out. And my team has definitely grown as a result of that. So personal development is key. You do not have to, if you're not like a book reader person, like me, you don't have to be just like me. Yeah, there's plenty of girls on my team. They're like, nope, I love to pick up a book and that's how I'm going to do it. And that's great. I'm very into my phone, like a lot of people. I'm very big into the podcast app on here. I have Audible on here. I listen to the National Wake Up Calls. My Audible is loaded up with over 24 books on here, which is awesome. And I also have the YouTube Red subscription on here as well. But if that's not your jam, make sure that if you are reading a book, that you are actually setting out time every single day to read it and listen to it, because it's very easy, I think, for a lot of people to say, I'm going to read, but when are you going to read? So if you're going to physically read your book, make sure that you are setting a time, likely I'm assuming in the morning or the evening, to make sure that you get that personal development every single day. I even do this on the weekends, by the way. Okay, so number one was inviting. Number two is personal development. Number three is another one that I love. It's being proof the product work. And so for me, I kind of combine this into two things, the way I think about it. So obviously that means doing your workout, drinking your shake. I also think that kind of means going all in with both of those, like picking a program, going all in for 21 days, for 30 days, for 60 days, whatever it is, and getting kick-ass results and sharing that publicly. So it's not just a matter of doing your workouts and drinking Shakeology. If you're not sharing that online, if you're not sharing that, whether that's on Instagram or Facebook or on your blog, or if you're a big video person and you have a giant like YouTube channel, if you're not publicly sharing that, then you could have the greatest body in the world, but if people don't know about it, then it's going to be hard for you to grow your business if you're not publicly sharing that. So, and the same goes if you can be posting all you want, but if you're not showing that you're working out and drinking your shake and the value of those things and how much that's changed for you, then again, that's kind of where the system breaks down. So it's really important to make sure that you are showing the world, like using your social media as your storefront. And you are a walking billboard. You have to treat yourself as a walking billboard. So speaking from experience, so something that changed my business too is back in the fall, I was part of a Core de Force test group, not the like official one, but I was part of a test group, and I went all in. I signed the contract and everything, literally went through Thanksgiving, didn't have dessert or drink a glass of alcohol for 30 days, and I shared the crap out of my journey. Sorry for for cussing, guys, but I shared my journey like nuts, and that's how December and January exploded for me. And it's something that I try to continue to do. So making sure you're constantly sharing your journey and sharing that and sharing your transformation stories, and even sharing transformation stories of girls in your challenge groups too. So being proof of the product, number 3. Number 4, it's actually Beachbody's newest vital behavior, but it's recognition. And for some newer coaches, this might seem weird or seem harder to do, but it's not. So the way a lot of us Beachbody coaches think about recognition is recognizing our team, recognizing our coaches for their hard work and hustle. And so for a newer coach, it's like, well, I don't have a team. I don't have anybody to recognize. Maybe you're brand new. Maybe you don't even have a challenger yet, and that's okay. Recognition is still important to know and to think about. And so, for instance, if you fall into the category that you don't have any coaches on your team yet, but maybe you have some challengers, maybe you just started getting plugged into challenge groups and things like that, well, that's where you can recognize your challengers for their hard work and their hustle. Just this week, one of my challengers posted their transformation, and I got so emotional as I saw her pictures, and I just saw the before and after, and just shouted her out. And a lot of times when my challengers are brave enough to share this in our challenge group, I ask for their permission first, but I asked for their permission if I could share that publicly, because it's amazing to see their hard work. And sometimes I'll even get shout out and give them like little prizes for their bravery for sharing their journey and sharing their journey with us, because it's truly amazing to see their hard work. So there's different ways to do recognition with challengers, but that's something to think about, to shout them out and love on them. It's also important to check in with your challengers every week to make sure that they're that you're holding them accountable to the goals that they set out. And then of course the other side of it is recognizing your team. And there's so many different ways to love on your team and recognize them. My team, I try to shout out them and doing different things. So for one, I do Coach of the Week every single week. I've been doing this since January 1st. And every week I always post a different coach on my team and shout out. Doesn't really matter what rank they're at, what successful points they're at. If I see that they're hustling on something, I want our team to know that, and I want to recognize them for their hard work and hustle. And I frankly do the same thing throughout the week when I see some people hustling really hard and they've posted some amazing transformation photos. Or maybe they're just finally really committing. They've nailed down doing their power hours every day. Just different things. It's just really awesome to find different ways to love on your team, and it's so important to help build that camaraderie together, because I think we all deep down like to feel recognized, right? Like to feel supported and celebrated. So as much as we need that, we need to give that back to our challengers, and we need to give that back to our team. So that's a little sum up on the 4 vital behaviors, guys. I hope this was helpful, and hopefully you guys can start cementing that into your daily behaviors. Okay, see you later.